I want the conservative porn star to call me racial slurs. Why? The conservative movement has two big strains in it right now. The one that wants to pull it into the depths of conservatism, extremely closed off, being extremely white, cis het, male dominated, traditional. And the conservative brand that really wants to spread out, spread its tendrils, get all of the communities, okay? Get bronies in, get furries in, Mexican people, you know, black people, trans people, you know, gay people. But one category, for even them, goes too far. Porn people. Let me tell you a little story that's been going on. All right. White people? No. So TPUSA was holding an event to save America. All right. Charlie Kirk was on tour and Charlie Kirk wanted to save America. All right. Fox News was there. Listen, and look, you could take a look. Man, isn't that crazy? Look, it's the bus. Look at the bus. Real American voice. Save America. It's going great. Look at that. You know who that is? This is our friend of the stream, Brandi Love. Now, who is Brandi Love? Brandi Love is an adult actress. And what I mean by that is she's a porn star. She do be sucking the pee-pee as her job, at least for a little while. I'm not going to be showing you any of her work. I think you all understand what's been going on already. All right. I think you can put the pieces together yourself. So Brandi Love decided to attend as the staunch conservative that she is. She wants to save America, get Joe Biden out. She loves Donald Trump. You know, all of the great stuff that conservatives do, I guess. So she decided, you know, no red carpet for her. She's walking in and this is going to be great. And it begins. She's there. And it was amazing. She got to see Candace Owens. She got to see Charlie Kirk before her trip to TPUSA was cut short. Can't make this shit up. I just watched Charlie Kirk, Dan Bongino, Rick Scott, Kat Timpf speak about freedom, censorship, how inclusive the movement is, etc. And then they had me thrown out of Turning Points USA conference. The Republican Party is broken. Hello, we regret to inform you that your SAS 2021 invitation has been revoked. If you have confirmed and or paid to be a guest at our summit, you've been refunded and should see that reflected in the next 3 to 5 business days. So they just kicked her ass out. They saw her and was like, oh, nah, chief, not you. All right. Not you. Anyone but you. Isn't there a MAGA drag queen? Yes. And they kicked them out too. They don't want them to be a part of it. All right. So Brandi, all Brandi wanted to do was show support for her fellow freedom-loving Americans, and they absolutely just booted her ass right on out. All right. And here's the drama right now. She decided to clap back. OK, she wasn't going to take this. I was going to make a joke, but she was. wait. She wasn't going to take this sitting down. All right. So she decided to clap back by making I Triggered Charlie Kirk t-shirts, because she's claiming this as a massive form of censorship, as a huge form of a backwards movement for the Republican Party, not being inclusive, not letting her into the movement. And there are people fighting back. Conservative porn star is an oxymoron. You cannot be a porn star and conservative. You are not conserving purity and tradition, intent for sex, and an intimate act of love between man and woman in the covenant of marriage. I cannot believe this has to be said. The thing is, you can have a lot of views and still be conservative. There's a very, very close-minded sense of like what conservatism means. You can be more conservative in some ways and less in others. For some people, that's just a job. And you know what? I mean, that's okay. Do whatever you want, but that's not good enough for conservatives. The thing is, at the end of the day, conservatives will always be exclusionary for their movement. Always. They always will be. All right. And this means that their growth is always going to be small. There's a reason why the only reliable demographic for Republicans in this country are straight white cis people and typically men, and that's it. Everyone else typically votes at least 50% and above for Democrats. That's the only demographic that does, because that's the only demographic that conservatives work for. And let's take a look at these. Wait, I want to make sure there's no like booberinos here. Okay, we're good. We're vibing. Take a look at these shirts. You can buy these shirts right now. I triggered Charlie Kirk. All right. She came there looking to show her support as a God-fearing American or something. And Charlie Kirk just got triggered by her being there and kicked her ass right on out. I guess this is even one step too far for TPUSA. It's so sad. So is this a form of cancel culture? What do you guys think? Was she canceled? And they had a reason for canceling her as well. This shit is so incredible. I wanted to read this from our good friends at the Daily Caller. Even. Is this an example of cancel culture? Is it one of the more egregious examples of it? TPUSA literally opened the show by talking about how we need to fight back against big tech censorship, cancel culture, the deterioration of our First Amendment, etc. Charlie Kirk has literally talked about making sacrifices as outspoken conservatives, something I've been for years at a great risk and great loss. As a follow-up, I asked Love if she thought the conservative movement could grow if people were restricted to banish depending on the professions, and she told me the following: how can conservatives expect to grow as a movement when we don't seem to respect professions? I listened to Rush Limbaugh since 1995. Weird flex, but okay. I don't really think this is something to flex, but I mean, to conservatives, I guess that's a big thing. And I miss hearing him every day. Oh boy, do I not. But I guess, different strokes for different folks, Chief. I didn't always agree with him. Near the end, he often spoke about how he believed the Republican Party needs to abandon the word conservative for something else. The word had become synonymous with negative connotations. Enter Trump. Mr. Trump is not an ideologue. The dumbass political views seem to be, at first I was like, is she real? How conservative is she? And then she started spitting off the dumbass conservative talking points. I'm like, okay, yeah, she seems conservative. This makes sense. Saying things like Donald Trump is an ideologue. Donald, I want to open up libel laws to make sure that I can sue news companies for writing mean stories about me, Trump, is definitely not an ideologue. Yep, sound like a conservative to me. She's checking the boxes. But no matter what the left says, Trump is a big tent constitutionalist. That's why before COVID hit, all the people were doing better than they ever had in history. Okay, buddy. Yeah, sound like a conservative. IMO, if TPUSA is the future, then the future is run by fractional devout Christians who will demand compliance, or else that's a recipe for a shrinking party. The thing is, conservatives, as they move into the future, will start to become less and less viable as a political party. Now, because of our political system, they'll be able to hold on to a lot of power because they'll just gerrymander the states to shit. But that won't help them when it comes to their shrinking political base of people. And as they get into the future, they're going to become more and more rampant with their stupidity. I mean, just look where they are now, trying to revert back to even before the 1964 Civil Rights Act. You have conservatives speaking out against like the Civil Rights Act and the Civil Rights era as like cancel culture and BLM and critical race theory and shit. They're basically trying to repackaging old racist talking points and for a new audience to do the same thing, make minorities lives worse. That's what their whole party is built around. White identity politics and making minorities lives worse. So as the country becomes less white, those minorities that they want to make lives worse typically won't be voting for them, and they're going to get more crazy in the future. That's why we've been seeing more and more right-wing extremism, right-wing shootings, right-wing terror plots. Thankfully, a lot of them have been thwarted. That's why we've been seeing more of it, because their power is shrinking, and as their power shrinks, they get more violent because they see less options to make people's lives worse through legislation. So now they have to make people's lives worse by, I don't know, shooting them dead. So with that being said, It seems like they want to move more into the route of being more exclusionary, because that vein of exclusionary, hateful conservative will never go away. Never go away. They'll try and pretend, they'll put lipstick on a turd, they'll polish a turd, okay? At the end of the day, it still smells like shit. And lots of people won't fall for it. Some will, but not as many as they need will. So they're going to keep going down this route. And it's really funny watching this happen. Conservatives eat their own because they're so exclusionary towards each other that they can't even keep up with having people around for like a moment. And this is really funny too. You guys remember this? Remember these girls?
Folks, we're trying to get that thing rolling.
How they had these girls in like crop tops and skinny ass leggings shooting money into their crowd, and apparently someone who was a porn actress can't be there.
All right.
Bang. Yeah, bang energy. Ooh, let's go. Wait, I think they made a statement. I want to see what I think they made a statement if I remember correctly, but I forget. Reach for a comment by Salon. TPUSA spokesperson Andrew Kovlet declined to comment on the drama. Shortly thereafter, Love was banned from the gathering. We regret to inform you that, your shit's been revoked. However, Love wasn't buying it. And she says the Republican Party is broken, so now they're fighting. Who knows, maybe this is going to be a new series of Brandi Love putting together the porn star Avengers to save the Republican Party from Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens. Who knows? I know I'll be ready for the blood sports. More flies for the drama frogs. And this is always going to make me happy, watching them eat each other. Maybe we can make it, just keep it going. Make it stronger. Fight each other harder. Who knows? I'll see. Do a competing TPUSA, PPUSA, where it's only conservative porn stars. I love it. I think it'd be sick. Make it happen. Well, I'll cover it too. Let's see. They can only get naked for their husband shark? Yes, but they can't look at them. They're brain dead? They're just like the rest of them. So they fit right in. I want the I don't know, Tommy Lauren is surprisingly a little bit more progressive in this sense. I wonder if like Tommy Lauren would come out in defense of Brandi Love. The same way she came out in defense of Caitlyn Jenner, Maybe. Who knows? It'd be interesting to see. I'd be surprised. I mean, like a little bit surprised. Can you imagine? Tommy Lauren teams up with Caitlyn Jenner and Brandi Love to save the conservative movement. Yeah, Tommy Lauren is dumb as fuck. But she has some principles. She does stick to them. The token porn star. Yeah, Candace Owens is the token black, and Brandi Love is the token porn star. Who's gonna be next? What's the next conservative porn star to come out? Can you imagine if it's like Piper Perry? Dude. Brandi Love, Piper Perry, and Alexis Texas team up to save conservatives. Their power would be the porn star conservative Avengers. God, I hope not. Ruin my childhood. They ruined my childhood. No. Might be anything but this. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to watch their classic works anymore.